Where is she? It has been 3 months now since a teen from Monroe disappeared. Now police are planning their biggest search yet for Felicia Barnes, and her mother talks with us about a startling new fear. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeff Campbell. We spoke with Felicia's mother tonight and with Baltimore police. And police tell us they plan to launch a massive new search for the 17-year-old, this time in a wooded area that's been covered with snow ever since she vanished. Other searches, like the one you were just looking at a moment ago, have turned up empty. And police are hoping that this time around they'll be able to find some new clues. News Channel 36 reporter Ben Thompson's joining us now here in the studio. And Ben, what we heard tonight really was stunning.
It was, Jeff, indeed. I spoke to her mom on the phone tonight, and she said she has a gut feeling about what's happened. She's convinced Felicia is a victim of sex trafficking.
I think she's still alive. I think that they're using her for a sex toy. In other words, prostitution.
Janice Salas says she doesn't know who they could be, but she's praying to God to release her daughter and punish her captors. The new theory comes 3 months after Felicia vanished. The 17-year-old senior at Union Academy in Monroe was visiting her half-sister in Baltimore during Christmas vacation.
Where is Felicia Barnes?
The case has sparked national attention. This weekend, it was featured on the Today Show.
That a good kid with no history as a runaway.
We've just learned Baltimore investigators are planning a massive search in the next week or two, combing through a specific wooded area with hundreds of volunteers.
It's been frustrating. It's been a long, hard 3 months. We haven't really gotten any physical evidence to move us in any direction.
You may remember back in early February, News Channel 36 went to Baltimore, retracing Felicia's last known footsteps at her half-sister's apartment and joining investigators as they searched for answers. Fast forward to now, and they still have a full homicide unit dedicated to the case. I asked them about her mother's fear that she was sold into sex trafficking.
You know, we don't have any evidence to suggest that. We really don't have any evidence to suggest anything at this point.
But Felicia's mom remains convinced and hopes her daughter will have strength. If you could say something to your daughter right now, if she's out there somewhere, what would you tell her?
I would tell her to please pray.
Friends, family members, and classmates have gathered about $36,000 for a reward. But still, investigators say they don't have a single shred of physical evidence. Jeff.
Yeah, certainly nothing is turned up. All right, Ben, thanks for that. Baltimore police, by the way, say that area that they now plan to search is a place they've been by before, but they're hoping that the spring thaw might reveal some new clues, and they hope to start that search in the next week or so. The other big story tonight, the weather. It's cold enough tonight that we are actually talking about snow. Brad's here, and Brad, I think everybody at home saying, snow? Really? Really now?
It's not really unheard of in the Carolinas this time of year. Actually, we've had snow in Charlotte as late as April 28th, believe it or not. Tonight, the bulk of the snow is going to fall in the North Carolina mountains. This is where we're going to get at least 2 inches. That's where a winter weather advisory is in effect till noon tomorrow. But it doesn't mean there will not be snow further south and east. Temperatures are cold enough today. We only got to 42. We've got all this moisture to the west that'll be moving in by tomorrow morning. So your timeline, we'll see those temperatures falling back into the mid-30s by tomorrow morning. So the bottom line is we are going to see rain, snow, and sleet mixed together here in the Charlotte area. Temps will stay above 32 degrees, so we're not worried about the roads right now. Most of your travel concerns will be in the North Carolina mountains only in the morning. Now, coming up, we'll take a look at how much snow will fall across the area. Plus, we'll let you know if there is any signs of spring returning anytime soon.
Yeah, all right, Brad, thanks. Snow in March. We all know it happens, but still kind of hard to believe. Hey, for news and weather anytime, you can download the News Channel 36 smartphone app. It is free for your iPhone, the Android, or the BlackBerry. The testimony in a cheerleader's murder really has been grisly and at times bizarre, and tomorrow that testimony continues in Gary Daniels' trial. He is accused of killing Sharni Watt. Investigators say he killed her after she tried to end their relationship. In upcoming testimony, jurors are expected to see a confession made by Daniels hours after the murder. That testimony will continue in court tomorrow. Well, in very, very small doses, radiation from the failed Japanese nuclear plant has now reached the Carolinas. Now, Duke Energy is telling us it is a minuscule amount of radiation that's been detected, and there is no danger whatsoever. In fact, that amount's so small that Duke Energy says it doesn't even have to be reported. As for the Fukushima plant in Japan, we're getting a new look at the damage. And remember, this damage, it isn't from the quake, it's not from the tsunami. No, this damage is from an explosion in the containment buildings around the nuclear reactors. Officials say there is radioactive water that is leaking from the plant. And Japan was rocked again today by another 6.5 quake. Initial reports, though, indicate there hasn't been any damage. Help for the Japanese people's on the way thanks to the good people of Rock Hill. Folks got together at the Tropical Escape Cafe for the Jazz for Japan fundraiser. There was music, as you can hear, some food too, and people donated to the Red Cross. Organizers have held similar events in the past, including a fundraiser for Haiti that raised $4,000. We're still waiting to hear exactly how much money was raised for Japan tonight. Lawmakers in North Carolina are considering changing the state's education lottery to give more money directly to schools. Now, currently, 50% of lotto profits in the state go to reducing class size in early grades. 40% of the money is used to build new schools, and the last 10% goes to need-based college scholarships. Republican lawmakers in North Carolina, though, they're now seeking some more flexibility to use that money each year on what it's needed most for that specific year. Could potentially put some more money in the classroom. The lotto, by the way, generates about $400 million each year in North Carolina. Well, it's been a David and Goliath type fight, but tomorrow it really does look like the end of the road for the folks in Miller Pond. They have been fighting the annexation in the city of Rock Hill for months now. At one point, the city threatened to shut off the water, prompting the neighborhood to put out some porta potties because that water was threatening to be shut off. In the end, a judge sided with the city. Neighbors now plan to speak out one more time at a city council meeting tomorrow, and they warn if it can happen in their neighborhood, it could happen in yours, too.
Maybe ours was just the opening salvo of discussions. You know, they have full intent to go after those other homeowners.
Neighbors tell News Channel 36, even if this really is a done deal at this point, they will continue their fight, pushing the state legislature to pass some laws protecting areas from unwanted annexation. Also tomorrow, Charlotte City Council is going to take up an issue that the I-Team uncovered. It's the push to let just three companies serve at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. The I-Team found that one of those companies, King Cab, is run by the Kashmiri brothers, who served time in a fake driver's license scheme. A Charlotte city manager dropped that company and then picked up another one. The city council plans to vote on that new taxi contract tomorrow. Well, piece of America's tragic history has a new home right here in North Carolina, what organizers have planned for a beam from the World Trade Center. Plus, one that'll have you looking under the bed tonight. The zoo that lost a highly venomous cobra snake.
You are watching Carolina's News Channel 36 with Jeff Campbell, sports with Ira Cronin, and the First Warn Storm Team's Megan Denahag.